Um, One of the things I particularly love is your ability and how open you are to talk about religion and to talk about how the other side does not have a monopoly on the religion in that conversation. Why are you so open to talk about your religion, your faith, and why do you think that the Democratic Party largely so doesn't speak about religion?
Yeah. My party's been allergic to talking about religion. And I actually think that allergy comes from a healthy beginning. And that beginning is we're very alive to the harms that happen when someone imposes their understanding of their own religion on someone else. Needless to say, I as a member of the LGBT community, know what that can feel like. And we have always and rightly resisted that. But the problem is that's led to a kind of silence on religion that has maybe played into the idea that if you are a person of faith and that guides the way you see the world, you've got nowhere to go but the arms of the religious right. Which is terribly ironic because probably the finest example and the most powerful example from the 20th century that we have of people living their faith, bringing that into the political space, is in the civil rights movement. It's not always called a religious left, but certainly what it is an uprising of those whose faith called them to insist on the dignity and fair treatment and equality of others. And I think that that tradition has a lot to teach us at a moment like this, not only on questions of civil rights, but on questions of economic justice. That idea of the least of these, not to mention the way we treat people at our border. And I just can't think of any God who would smile on people being ripped out of the arms of their parents when they are children. So we tread carefully on this ground because we know the harm that comes from ever imposing one person's religious ideas on another. But this is also a time to call out to people of faith who I know are sitting in the pews, wondering, looking at the person to their right and the person to their left, wondering really if being a believer has to mean that you're on board with the kind of stuff happening in this White House. And I think more and more people are saying, wait a minute, no, there's a choice here. And I want to make sure that that choice is laid out as clearly as possible to people of every moral tradition and of every religious tradition, too.